douchebag mode, engaged. You notice anything different? I said, do you notice anything different? That's right. My alpha as fuck tank top is in stock and it is here. But we'll talk about that another time, because in today's video, Chef Buff Army, my zealous army, I'm going to talk to you about the way I bulk, how I go about a lean mass phase, because there's a lot of confusion about my last video where people were saying, wait, you don't recommend turning into a fat ass? Then how do you eat and how do you build muscle? It's really quite simple. I call building muscle a lean mass phase because it puts me in the right mindset. I'm going to be in a caloric surplus, no doubt about it, but it's the amount of calories I'm in surplus that the debate's about. What I would advocate always is you should eat the maximum amount of calories you can without gaining an appreciable amount of fat. In other words, your bulk should be focusing on building muscle. How do you go about this? Well, there's a couple different parameters that you should follow when trying to be in a lean mass phase. Do conditioning work, and any sort of conditioning work. Hill sprints, prowler work, which I do, sled drags, sled pulls, farmer walks, some general physical preparedness, something badass that makes you scared when you're about to do. That's what I want you to do. Something intense. Because for a natural training, as I said before, conditioning work takes care of some of those excess calories you're consuming, right? So you need to be in a surplus to build muscle. We understand that. But if you consume too many calories and you're not active enough, then your body will just store it as fat. No shit! So, doing some of that conditioning work to take care of those extra calories is a smart idea. It helps you clean up and it helps you utilize that nutrient partitioning to become more efficient. So when your body's like, hey, what should I do with these calories? Should I build muscle? Should I store fat? Or should I just burn it in daily energy expenditure? Your body will prefer to build muscle and use it in your daily energy expenditure. The other big point I want to make is that if you're in a caloric surplus, you should track that shit. You should find out what your maintenance calories are and then be in a slight surplus. How many calories should you be in a surplus? Well, realistically around 200 to 300. And think about that for a second. If you're in a 200 calorie surplus in an entire month, if it's truly 200 calories over your maintenance levels, that'd be what? That's 1,400, 5,600 calories, a little over, so more like 6,000 extra calories in a month. If the law of thermodynamics works, which is calories in, calories out, then theoretically you should build or gain at least 1.5 pounds of total body weight at a caloric surplus of 200 calories. Let's just make this perfectly clear. If you're gaining more than like 1.5, 2 pounds a month and you're starting to look fat, then son, you need to either add some conditioning work or put down the fork. It is that simple. So if you endeavor to be brave and bold and break the bodybuilding mold of developing a gut in the off season, and you're doing this for an extended period of time, and you notice, which is natural, over time you slowly accumulate a little bit extra fat that you don't want. What should you do? Well, as I recommend, every roughly like 16 weeks, you'll take maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks to do a mini cut, a very slight caloric reduction in order to lose maybe 2 to 4 pounds of excess fat that you gained over the prior 16 weeks. So once again, you do like maybe a 16-week lean mass phase, a 2-week mini cut phase. You're going to be leaner year-round, which in my opinion motivates the hell out of you to keep building muscle. And this is coming from someone who gained 80 pounds in 8 months in his first year of bulking. I know what I'm talking about. Wax on, whack off. I told you 3 times, I'll tell you again. Be in a slight caloric surplus, reasonable, 2 to maybe 300 calories per day. Track it, your calories on like MyFitnessPal. Do some additional conditioning work, so in the eventuality that you party it up, you don't track your calories for a couple days, that you don't accumulate fat. That the conditioning work will help mitigate fat gain. And then finally, as you're smart, you're building an appreciable amount of muscle over time and you're doing some conditioning work. If you do want to lose a couple pounds, then maybe every 12 to 16 weeks you do that mini cut where you'd reduce your calories by several hundred, slightly below maintenance, and lose between 2 to maybe 6 pounds of fat, and then resume your lean mass phase. Saves you time, makes you look better, and keeps you motivated. I call that something smart. Chef Buff Army, thank you as always for watching my video. If you like my video, make sure to like my video. And if you're not a subscriber, fuck you waiting for? Buff Army, my zealous army, I'll be seeing all you guys in the next video. Peace! And I am just saying that these are now available in stock in the store. You can get them now. We waited over 4 months for them to be finally available. They are now. So, doing some of that conditioning work to